So these emergency plans from the governments include the very generous 75% Canada Emergency Wage Subsidy. So this very generous refund of employee salaries is conditional to a reduction in revenues of 15 to 30% during the months of the crisis. An even broader subsidy is the 10% temporary wage subsidy for employers. So it is less generous, 10%, but is broader. All employers can apply to. So they have different purposes and situations, these two programs. But what they have in common is it means that part of the salaries are subsidized. So in virtue of the principle of no double dipping, these subsidized salaries cannot be subsidized a second time by SR&ED tax credits. So that's where the main impact will come as you file your SR&ED claim next year. So what you have to do is these subsidies have to be deducted from the eligible wage proportionally to the time spent on SR&ED activities. And again, I'll give you an example in the following slides. Other programs are the Canada Emergency Response Benefit and the Work Sharing Program. The first one pays employees or former employees as they lost their jobs. And the second one is helping employees that actually accept to work less hours in the week to be compensated through the Employment Insurance Program. In both those two cases, the impact obviously is kind of obvious, because as the employees are not working in your company, they do not receive salaries, and therefore they're not eligible to SR&ED. So tax credits are actually based on the salaries. No salaries, no tax credits. And then what happens after the crisis recedes? The question is, how are your companies going to react? Will they simply delay the R&D projects? If that is the case, the R&D projects are pushed back, the salaries are paid later, and of course the tax credits for next year will be reduced because these monies are actually pushed a few months down the road. But you could take a different approach, which would be, as employees come back to work for your companies, you could actually fast track your projects and therefore increase the intensity or the percentage of time devoted to SR&ED. So if you do that, you may see next year limited or no impact on your SR&ED tax credit as you file them.